guys. Oh Lord, welcome to my live. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How is life? How is things? How was your day? Nice, Caroline, wake up. Don't get me talking. You couldn't lie down and sleep, you could be. Welcome to my life. Caroline, why not leave me alone? Welcome to my life, guys. Caroline, why not man leave me alone? You just get up already for give people talking. No. Oh, yeah. You can't talk with food in your mouth. Welcome to my life, guys. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope you're having a great day. Hey! People, sometimes it is tired. Hello? Yes, Carla? Sir, I just want to wish you all the richest blessing ever, and I pray you will be able to find your Sunday dinner. I hope that you'll be able to find your night dinner, people. Yes, you just have to just believe and just work hard towards your dreams and your goal, and know that once there is life, there is hope. Right? So, welcome from my yard and abroad, wherever you are watching my life from, guys. I am so grateful to have you here, and just remember, in whatever you do, just include the Lord in the midst of whatever you do, guys. So today is a lovely day because you're alive and you're well, and there's so much to give thanks for. Alright, so the topic is the level of literacy, right? So literacy is the ability to read and write, right? The ability to read and write. So many of us, maybe not many of us, have the opportunity to read and write. Some of us didn't get that kind of opportunity to read and write, right? Because whatever reason it is that we didn't get the opportunity to read and write. So I am encouraging somebody today to take the time out, whenever you have the opportunity or whatever it is, to uplift or to upgrade yourself educational wise. You make full use of it, because not every day is going to be the same, because some days up, some days down, some days high, some days low, and all these things. So just make use of every opportunity when you can, however you can. All right, so ow, foot start cramp up already. So the other day I was listening to the radio, and I heard them talking about the level of children, the literacy level, right? Especially here in Jamaica. All right, so here in Jamaica, is a time, I would say maybe for PEP, where they have the literacy and the numeracy, where you might be able to, the level of literacy or the level of numeracy, whatever it is that they are searching for in these age group. So each age group, they will test you, the numeracy and the literacy, in the average age group, which may be 11 to maybe 13, 11 to 13, somewhere there. Right, so what I have found out is that maybe 30% of those persons, entering into high school level are not able to read and write the way they are supposed to read and write, right? So, question I'm asking is that, should you blame a child because they cannot read or write? Or should you blame the parents for not allowing the child to go to school to have that level of education, right? So one might say they might blame the parents, and another might say they might blame the child, right? Because they might say that it's the child who doesn't want to learn. And if the mother doesn't send the child to school, they will say to mommy, I would like to go to school. But then again, the child maybe can make certain decisions to a certain extent, right? And then the mother might say to the child, I am not going to send you to school today because I don't have that money to send you to school. Or maybe the money that I have is to maybe to pay the bills, or to buy a little food put in the house, or just to do whatever it is that is most important. So at what point do you say to somebody, enough is enough, and you should send the child to school?
Just wash my hands.
Therefore?
Yeah.
Therefore?
Yeah.
Therefore?
Yeah.
Oh God, therefore, yeah. Yes, so one might say, it is up to the parents to send the child to school because the child is not responsible for themselves. It is the parents who is responsible for the child, because the child is a child and the child is not an adult to responsible for him or her. So,
two tablets. Two tablets. Two tablets. Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Look here.
alright. So did you know that you have some places in this world where you have children and they are not going to school for whatever reason? They are not going to school, right? So the other day I was saying to somebody that if you know somebody or if your neighbor is not sending their child to school, you should encourage the neighbor or the person to send.
Mommy.
Yes.
Okay, then I go point to the dog and go to dog.
So I was saying to the person that if you know somebody or if you know a child not going to school, that you should encourage the child or the parents to go to school, because if we don't encourage these child or these parents to send their children to school, then in the long run, if there's a long run and if we live long to see, then these children are going to be the children in society in which cause a lot of problem, right? And then again, it goes back to say, where, for instance, if you are in a society where children are up and about their business, doing whatever they feel, right? And you say to a child, why are you not going to school? And the child would say, for instance, that none of your business. Then again, when you see that child like somewhere around, then maybe you wouldn't want to say anything to that child, because based on the response of the child, you say, I'm not going to say anything to this child because this child doesn't know how to respond to persons or even to you. And then again, just by talking to a child, you can know the type of school they go to, or the type of level, or the level of education that they have. Because if you are talking to a child and you say to the child, why aren't you at school? And they say, leave it something now. You can know when some children or a child has manners now. They will say, most of them, when you say to them, like for instance, why you not going to school? They say, for instance, say, Miss, Mom, Sir. Depends on your gender. They say, I don't have any money to go to school. But some of them, I say to them, you see them, I say, for instance, say, why are you not going to school? And I say, I don't feel business that day. Then you can tell, say,
no, I mean, I like to read. I need it. I'm going to read. I need it there.
Then
I'm going to down it.
If you say to a child, like,
and then they undo that, as we said that time, and then they, I do this, and then come, they come from, and then they see that a monster.
If you say to a child, why you're not going to school, and they will, depends on the answer that they answer, or whatever they say, you can know. You can know the type of or the level of education that they have, because you're not bashing anybody's child or children, but based on how they answer, you can know the type of school, the high school that they attend, or the school. But let us say high school, for instance. If they answer in a standard English, you know, say alright, them are going to proper high school. But if them answer in a patois, or like them want in a disrespectful way, you know, say for instance, say, the level of school the way them a go, I just want level of schoolish part. Most of the time they tend to disrespect teacher, or most of the time things just happen and nothing come outside. Nothing come outside. And that's what I say.
What happened? Something happened. Did that happen?
Come on, leave it something alone. Let me alone, man, Cho.
Did it happen? Sorry.
As if some of them will talk to you. You know, them not talk to you in a, they don't talk to you in a light, positive way. Them talk to you like you and them are quarreling, or you and them, or you had something with them before. That's the kind of level of literacy. You know, the ability to read and write.
I got it.
People that Skyland making woolly panels just always want to be seen and earned.
No, that's just right here.
So, sometimes you go up on the road and you will see a child, and you say to the child,
what's happening in here? Something in the heart. Yes, this person up here. Sorry, the person.
Alright, so sometimes you go on the road. Oh no. And you will see this child, right?
Okay,
that sometimes things happen, but you don't know why, but things happen. Right, so sometimes you might go on the road. Leave it now, when I left you sitting alone that time, let me make up nice, please.
Sorry. It's sorry.
People,
Sorry.
look here. Stress is real, people.
Sorry.
Ignorance is real. Peer pressure is real. Bully is real. Everything is real. You don't have to see things to believe things, you know? You don't have to just wait until things come to your doorway for you to believe that it exists, right? Let's say if a person go to Rome and they tell you that this is what happened at Rome, you must believe them, right? So you don't have, so you think you don't have to wait until things happen to you for you to believe that it is true, right? Sometime gone were the days when you could maybe talk to children. Nowadays you go on the road and you're scared of talking to children because You're afraid of what they might say to you. You're afraid that if you say something to them, no, you might, when you see them the next time around, you might have to just pass them and go about your business. You understand me? Because sometimes, for instance, you say to them that, why aren't you at school, or why aren't you going to school, and then you look at you and say, that are not for your business, right? No child will have manners and we want something out of life. Somebody now go ask them like, why aren't you going to school? You look at you and tell us say that I don't know for them business. You know what gonna happen?
No.
Is it the next time
No.
when, for instance,
No.
that person see you on the road
No.
again? You know what am I gonna do?
No.
Them I go walk over the other side. You know?
No. I did it. I'm God, baby.
Right? And
No.
you know, one time gone.
No.
You know, for instance, if
No,
children
Charlie.
would do something
No,
that is wrong on
Charlie.
the road, you could, for instance, say,
Charlie.
you
No.
could say, for instance, say,
No,
behave yourself
child.
and go on home to your parents.
No.
Nowadays, sometimes children may be
No.
fighting on the
No,
road,
Charlie.
or they might doing whatever on the
No.
road. You know the first thing people are going to do?
No,
They might go
Charlie.
take out their phone and video. And not because they
No,
really want to
Charlie.
video, no, but it's because them know, say,
No,
for instance, say,
Charlie.
if for instance, them say anything to the child,
No, Charlie.
maybe them might go turn upon them
No.
too. You understand me? If you say, for
Ha.
instance, say,
Hi,
go on home to
dear.
your parents or whatever, or whosoever you might live, I'm going to tell you, say, if you mind your own business. You know, so some parents are adults. They don't want, you know, these children, especially these younger age, to kind of, what I say, disrespect them in a certain way. So sometimes when you go on the road and you see these children, you don't really say anything to them because you know, say, I know nothing good about come for them. Sometimes you might go on the road, you know, and you see this child, and they look so nice, they look so cute, they look so wonderful in their uniform. But sometimes you see when they open their mouth, it's a total difference. It's just like it's a different experience. You know, even sometimes, you know, me personally, level of literacy. Some you see me scared for go, like me scared like for go barber shop, right? There are certain times when I don't want to go to the barber shop because you absolutely could pick in there. Children. And it's just like what they must say, I come out of the mouth. It's just like you can't turn to them and say, young man, there are adults here. Even sometime in the vehicle, sometimes I'm afraid to go out, like in the morning, or to work at certain high school because some of the drive and then some of the driver them this as bad too. Because when you're in the vehicle, they will play certain song. Me not talk about just certain song. Them just play like I think they call it the unclean virgin. You know, you have the clean virgin and the unclean virgin. And you know, to me as an adult, it disturbed my mental. No, and then even if I were a person who listened to like unclean virgin song, and if you know that if you just sit down and if you listen to this unclean virgin with these children, it just come like say. It's just like you lose your sanity. It's just like you lose everything. And then me don't know how sometimes persons, parents and picnic or dance because me I say some respect I go lose this so because the fact that you can end up at certain place at the same time listening the same thing is just like it's just it's a no. Back to the car. Alright, so especially in the morning and in the evening. Like sometimes when I go on the road and for whatever reason I look at my time and I realize say school over, especially like certain school, like the comprehensive school or whatever school I may say to myself, say, when we realize a certain school over, may I say, school over, you have to have them picking you for deal with the answer me. It kind of make you think. And then the vehicle them, where you have to drive, that is something else. You understand me? So when you can go in a one car and the driver can play a certain song, right? In play certain song and you and the children them and you just sit down and you just listen one song. You know how it feel?
Papa.
you just feel,
And then we can take it
oh
like
Lord,
this.
you just feel like you're naked. You
One,
know when you're naked,
two,
sometimes you just feel
three.
like you're supposed to cover up
Look up
yourself. Yeah, you
one.
just feel that way there. And you just remember one time when we go in a one car and this girl when we know and she was in the car. You know, so sometimes, especially here in Jamaica, especially in the morning when persons want to go to work and you might have one on the front, sometimes they put two on the front, and then sometimes they might put three on the front. And I remember this particular day, morning, I was in this car, and the driver did a good, you know, and the driver I play so nice music until this schoolgirl come in, and the schoolgirl said to the driver, say, why am I play them song here? Say if you take out that them music there and play one different, like one X-rated song. And me I said to me, me know the girl in there, but she never know say me they run on the back. And you know, so the driver took out stop the music and him play the song where the girl, the schoolers tell him to play. And me I said to myself, say, I said to myself, say, ja. I said to myself, say, I wonder if our mother know where she are going with Panny Road. Because sometimes parents might know, you know. Sometimes the parents they might not know where the picking them are going with Panny Road. Because, first of all, nobody not tell them. Because nobody can tell them certain things. First, if you tell them, say them parents, if the child not behave themselves, they're going to say, you don't like them picnic and all these things. But so nowadays, people not really look out for nobody picnic because you know say everybody. Go put on your spoon them.
That's what.
People not really look out for nobody picnic again because once you start telling where them picnic at the park road, them are going to tell you say you know like them picnic. So that some people that have no time now to go carry no news, go give them parents because the person might go turn to you and say, you know, like them picnic. So because you want peace for real. So sometimes when you as a parent know the parents of a next child, you know better say to them, you know, all of when you see them are jumping a hole. You know better say to them because you know want them to talk about say, you know like them picnic, right? But if me have a picnic, all everybody different still. If me have a picnic, I mean no say him out there, I do something bad. Me want he can't tell me, right? Cause me no want no surprise, you know. Me no love surprise, you know. Me cause sometimes I get miserable when people surprise me, you know. And then my ask me say, why me behave so? But me no like surprise. If my picnic I do something bad, you're supposed to can come to me and tell me say, you know, say you're picking and behaving self or whatever. I don't know, me feel so stuffy. You know, say you're picking and behaving self or whatever. But when you have picking out there, we can size up themselves with big people and nothing no come outside, then this is the country gone. And when children know some parents and say they can do things and then parents will back them never go forever do things. Me not say sometimes adult no wrong, you know, but even if adults wrong,
Yeah.
even if adults wrong, you're not supposed to make you pick them, you know, say parents and say they're wrong because what? They might go use it as a disadvantage. And then they might go lose respect for the adults and then you're not going to talk to them. And then you have them set of children here. You have them set of children here. You see, once them lose respect for you, it no matter where you do, it's just like you can't gain back respect. Well, I understand what I say. So the country reach a stage in itself where the level of literacy gone way down at there footage part people just walk by and say I don't see it as nothing. Right? Sometimes you go in some places and you see the word silence. But I don't know if I read the people them can't read or what, them just decide say them are gonna make up whole heap of nice or because them have some family member will work over the place where they think so they can come over here. So come, oh Lord. I'll make up as much nice. Alright, so sometimes, you know, when we go out there and we see children behave or act certain way, and we want to intervene, to teach them or to show them, whatever you're doing is wrong. We can't, because for instance say we know, say for instance say that a Jennifer pick me over there, so or we know Jennifer are this a type of person or this a type of person, and we know, say for instance, if you say anything to Jennifer pick me, what Jennifer him decide say him a go do, right? So sometimes when we go out there, I always see certain people pitney I behave a certain way upon the road. Well, I always say, for instance, say, so Jennifer Pitney that is all a Jennifer Pitney that, and that's it. Because we know, say, some people Pitney, no matter where we try or what we do, nothing now come out. I thought sometimes you could have get it wrong. They call maybe tell you, say, why you know will leave them Pitney. Welcome to my life, guys. Welcome to my life, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I hope all is well. And there's a brain power. Oh my word. Brain power is knowledge, and knowledge is power. And whatever you have up here, nobody can take it away from you. Yes, so encourage your child to read a book. Encourage your child to learn maybe 1 word per day. If they can learn 1 word per day, encourage them to learn 1 word per week, right? So to some people, it don't make no sense, because I say, for instance, say, why you have to educate the people them? Why should you educate children when you know, for instance, say, them now go further than which part them they right this, so right? Why you should educate the child or the children when you know that them no must get no job? Alright, here so them a go come stay, them back come back up yard, come sit down, or they maybe get 1 job over the supermarket or over there, so, or over the hardware. So some person just see the importance of having
that 4 square.
Yes, Carla.
That's 4.
Some person don't see the importance of having education, because they say if they send this child to school, they are going to work on the farm, or they are going to do whatever it is. So they don't really need a high level of education. Welcome to my life, guys. The topic is the level of literacy. Oh, God have mercy. So why am I talking about literacy? Is because of how you interact with persons on a day-to-day basis, and you realize that some persons, it's hard to get along with some person because the communication is not there, right? So sometimes you say something to somebody and it's because they don't understand what the word mean, why they get ignorant. And sometimes when you say to the, for instance, you're at work and you say something to somebody and them start get upset. Them don't know what you say to them,
Look
but
at the X.
Yes, it's an X. Yes, they don't know what you say to them, but they just think that it's okay to get upset. And then you say to them, like, why you get upset when you say certain thing to them? They say, yeah, this them. But they don't understand the word where you use, because what? The level of literacy. They don't take time out to find out. Anytime you're in a person talking, and the moment you begin to use certain big word, them say this me, right? This me, because they use big word. You use big word that the person don't understand, so them say, alright, this me.
Alright.
Oh. So where you want this me, and you shouldn't match it. You should even try if we have this. We have our person, right? Guys, welcome to my live. Today is harvest, but there's no
Jamaica flag
Jamaica farm. Today is harvest, but there's nothing in the fields to harvest. The time are dry. The time is dry, and besides, persons doesn't stay like persons year ago where farmers. Well, I think the older generation of farmers, they would till the soil, right? So those farmers has passed on. These younger generation, them not have nothing, or they don't want to have nothing to do with the soil. They want to do something different, whatever different is. They don't want to do the light work or maybe no work at all. Right? So if, for instance, the person doesn't till the soil, what are you going to eat? If we don't have any farmers, where are you going to get food from? Right? Nobody doesn't want to do farming. God bless the people that do farming because they say they don't want to do farming. Farming take a long time. Besides, you don't really make a lot of money. That's not true because some farmers live off farming. Especially if you are farming on a large scale. When you're farming on a small cage, in any business at all, if you have a small business, you won't really see the money when it turn over. But if you are doing a large business, then you're gonna get large income. If you're doing a small business, you're gonna have small income. So that's why, for instance, when some farmers say that farming doesn't make any sense, because they're doing a small farm, and then maybe by the time the crop to come or whatever, it maybe can share. So when you have a larger scale, then you can maybe sell some, give away some, or you can plant back some. But when you have a small scale, maybe you just can't just eat. Then how you gonna replant, whatever it is, So when we have, a generation that can, read and write, then we will able to do certain things. Like, for example, when we go out and we get some form to fill out, sometimes we don't know what to write on the form, so we just sit there, and yeah, we have sometimes they wait, and how long he doesn't return with the farm, and they wondering why. Or you have to say to somebody, if you can't help me with the farm, right? And then some person might get upset to know that that they have to help you with the farm, and whatever reason for you not being able to fill out the farm, whether you didn't get a good education, or you were born with this, knowing that you weren't able to read and write. That's okay. But what happened to the person who had the opportunity to go to school to read and write, but they didn't make full use of it, right? What happened to that, right? So we're looking at what caused this literacy. So some of the things that caused these person not able to read is one, we having this dunce culture. We're having this dunce culture. So the education system is of little or no value. So some parents complain about the amount of money they have to give to the school, right? And you have lack of job. Some persons don't have any job, so they can't able to finance the child to go to school. Lack of education. Some parents themselves are not educated, so they don't know how to help the child in the education. So sometimes when the child comes and need assistance, they tell themselves to go put on book and them something there.
Look, see there. What did the girl? Jamaica flag. See here.
Kylan, may I do something? So talk to you. Alright, so the next one, parents themselves have literacy problem, right?
Jamaica, Jamaica,
Jesus.
Jamaica, 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 Jamaica.
So the next one is economic, and you have accessory, right?
Jamaica flag and Jamaica flag. That is this here. Monster. Oh.
Alright, so the dunce culture. Alright, so we are living in an era where people just think dunce is okay, or when person say a dunce is okay, right? So you have song that sing about dunce, say me dunce, so what? You understand me? So some children just think that it's okay to sing or to portray whatever the song is saying, but you have some children, yes, even some children, they might sing the song, but they just sing a song for fun, or maybe the artist just sing the song because they just think it may be fun, but some persons might take it to a different level, right? So if you have to go as far where you have to put dunce on a bag, and then the principal have to say, if you come to school with the word dunce on your bag, it's supposed to be a problem. Then that's something. If the principal have to tell you that, then that is something. Then people, that is something. You know, it just show you that the different level of people we have out there, that the things that they worship and the things that they think are right, or the things that they think are the norm. So you have some children, right, with this culture that's saying the dunce culture, and it's okay to say it's a dunce culture because this is the era that we are living, and person just think that the dunce culture is the in thing, and some just think that you should follow the crowd, right? So everything that come out is supposed to follow code. But what if they say, for instance, the bride culture, right? Then maybe not everybody will be able to follow the bride culture because what? In real life, not everybody is brides, right? So how are you going to fit in a class if you're not right? So that's why sometimes they might stream the student them, right? So you have, for instance, they have class, you have A1, B2, C3, D, and the list goes on. So you know, say if you're in a A1, you're a bright student. I know, say if you're in a Z, you know, say you're the weird on yourself. So some children just find it okay to go to school. So some of these teachers, when they realize that they have the Z class to teach, it's like it's a problem to them because they know that when they go to Z class, they're nothing now get done. Because first of all, by the time you allow them to settle down, sometimes they can't even settle down. By the time you allow them to settle down, the hours up. And then
Do this.
Call and go put on me something now.
Why you doing?
What put back me sitting there talk, give me talking. And so you have your back after them in the Z class, you know. Because when you say go and sit over there, they don't understand. You have to shout up and say, go sit down over there, so. You know, and then sometimes, okay, be a shout after them. Because sometimes if you stand up, you come in the class and you just stand up there, them and wonder why you stand up over there. Them not even recognize say you stand up over there. And you have some people that say, if you don't get it get it at first, then you know get it at in the end. Because me don't know how some people do it, but maybe some people never get it because when you go down at the Z class, you know, it's just like it's a different vibes, you know. You have to just know say a Z class that and just know say a Z class that or whatever them doing a Z class or Z class that. Then you as a teacher will teach them a Z class and sometimes you pass the class and you see some teacher doing a Z class and the children down there they sit down so quiet. That is Z class. Them sit down so quiet and them do their work and you say to yourself, say, Lord Jesus, if I the same Z class, because them sit down so quiet down there, and them do their work and they not make no noise. But you as a next teacher, sometimes when you come in there, them just decide to them gonna lift off the roof of the building. For whatever reason, people are passing and say, teachers are passing, whosoever work at the school passing and say, God, you can't take control of the class. How you supposed to fit in at that? Right? Then you say, alright, some people say, you can't manage your job, leave your job. But then again, you have a family to feed, so what do you do? Right? I think that if you have persons governing these children in this class and they know that you have certain sanction, if they disrupt a class, this would be the consequence, or this is what would happen if you disrupt a class, right? That would be. But when the only thing that they can look at you and say, for instance, say you can't control the class, and then the children them know, say, for instance, say if them disrupt the class or disrespect the teacher, nothing now go come out of it. Then them I go think say it's okay. So at what point them stop disrupt the class? Like for instance, when they realize that you are serious with them, right? When they realize, say, you can find them parents, and you know, say, them parents, I want different parents, when you say, a school me send you come, and a school me send you come, and you're supposed to respect the teacher. That is when you realize that the Z class, they pitting them. And then sometimes these children, in this Z class, most of them, they come from a broken home, they're not nobody. We're still gonna talk to them about nothing. I think that some of these children who go to school and they don't really make it out at first, right? They don't make it out at first is because sometimes they don't have anybody to sit with them and say, go to school, take your book, respect teacher, no matter what, teacher already have him, whatever, so I use to go there and go get whatever, right? But you have some parents that say, no make no teacher chat to you. I said to them, say, no make no teacher chat to you a certain way. I mean, come on. What you expect the child to go to school go do? And say, right? And then the last time I say to a child that, I see the child on the road, and I said to the child, say, why you don't want to go to school? And like him I say, sit like a boom, what? Must chat too much. Me call about my business. Me say, when me look at him and tell them, me say, look here. You see the whole away. Me say, you see the whole away. So when I stand and look for one another, I when I have nothing to do, when I have no job to do, me say to him, say, I see we are gonna leave school and come on so and look for one another. Me say, and go tear down people place cause we not have nothing to do. We never make use of the education when we get it, right? And nobody fi encourage you, fi tell you, say, when you go to school, make use of the education we get. No school. Respect teacher, do your work, and do the right thing, right? When you see some of them, and you say to them, say, go to school and take a book, them think I like you, not like them, right? And them now go know until, for instance, they get old and you realize, say, you can't get no job because you don't have no education. And then again, sometimes I go up on the road and I see some children and I say, I hope they get job so. And you have people who sit down at their yard from when and they can't get no job. And you have persons who sit down and get job. I say, what them paycheck look like? I'm just saying, because then I realize that you have to have links to get certain things done. Right? You have to have links. And if you don't have certain links, nothing now going for you. So I remember one time I was saying to this young man, say, stay in a school, take as much education we can get. He look at me and tell me, say, he have job put on in a supermarket. I wait for him. He said, he can't leave school right and I want to get job. I said, okay. He said, when he graduate, he might get one job down a supermarket. I said, I saw you will run. So you, as an individual, take up yourself and you go to school, try to get a good education. I have the next child I said to himself, say, you have to go to school to go get no education because him have one job, put on and Mr. Chin already away pan him. But me I said to myself, say them pick me. We go to school, I say they have job, put on which part I wait pan them. How you go? You can't do maths, you can't read. If somebody said to you, say, go on your Sophie. For instance, steak. I just say steak because a steak come to my mind. And you go around there and you turn up and you look for everything in the place because you can't, know one name steak, you don't know which letter steak start with. And as you turn up and you look and you look and you look and you look, and you don't know when you steak and you don't know what you look for. And maybe one next co-worker come in and say, what you look for? And he say, a steak him look for. And he say, see steak in front of you, yeah, know? You know, say me just like take it up. Him not know when him steak. That's why him can't take it up. So when sometimes you go to some supermarket and him send them for so something on you so you can't find. And they turn up around there the whole time I look. Or then go and say to the friend, say, I want name whatever. One name steak. So by going there and persons asking for item, they can't read. But by persons asking for item over the period of time, they realize that this is whatever. So whenever the customer come and they ask for certain things, they will be able to fight because, them have an idea, so that is it. Or them know how much 1 pound weighs, so them just put it at that and say, and that is it. But them not have that literacy, is it, for this thing which this from that or that from that, right? So we go always our problem. But some of them only know, for instance, say, and it's over a period of time when they realize, for instance, how much them supposed to get for them pay, and them knows, for instance, say, they if get $1,500, $2,500, depends how much it is that them supposed to get. They know that. But certain little things them just don't know because the literacy level, no. They're there, right? So when you as an individual now trying to have a conversation with them, you realize that when you're trying to have a conversation with these persons, them easily get upset. One, they easily get upset because the choice of word that you use, they don't understand what it is saying, right? And they get upset because they have limitation to whatever it is. They do. They can only maybe talk for so long, or they can reason about certain things. So, oh my word. So when they begin to reason about certain things, they start get upset, right? They can't explain themselves, so they just get upset. So we are looking at the dunce culture we have here. Persons who just think that to being dunce is okay. Sometimes you have some children going to school. Sometimes I see them in the morning, and sometimes the hours that I see them going to school, I feel wonder to myself. If I like one morning, you see them later, I say, alright, maybe they wake up later or whatever the case may be. But like every morning, you see them I go like certain hours and you say to yourself, say, we all have to them other day. Them gonna work or they not gonna work or them know what time when I leave. Go to school or something, so them something there. You sit down and maybe ask yourself, why? If you know, say, sometimes it's hard to get one job, and if you know, say, your parents work so hard, or sometimes they will maybe want the money to buy something else, and to know that they take the money and give it to you, and to know that all you can do is come from the corner right here, come stand up or lay and wait till a certain time you go back home, like, and then your mother have to feed you for how much years, and then how much years pass by, and you still your mother have to feed you. So you're like, I don't understand. Alright, so that's the dunce culture. Alright, so the education is not valued. Alright, so you're living in our home because where education is not valued. Alright, so child might say, Mommy, I want to go to school today. Mommy look at the picnic and say to himself, we are go to school for. After you not learn nothing at school. Whether them all learn something at school, yes or no. That is the way of saying you're not going to school. We are go to school for after you not learn nothing at school. Or today or Friday, not one part Friday. So turn on your yard, right? So they don't value education, or maybe these persons are parents, they operate a farm, So because they operate a farm, you know that it's hard to pay laborer. So instead of having laborers working on your farm, you have to take the children, them, and or the child or the children, and let them work like, maybe a day or two out of school because you don't have the money to pay persons. So you have to take your child or children to work on the farm. So you might say, alright, Friday I was slow day, so Friday una not go to school, Friday una go and stay for the farm, right? So there and then maybe have some children. Most of the time they don't go to school on Friday because they know that on Friday they have to stay home with the parents, or they have to stay home with the children while mommy gone and market or whatever, because they don't value education, right? So they don't value education because they think that maybe the parents themselves went to college or had a good education, but they didn't see, they don't see what they get out of the education. So they say, alright, I'm not investing in my child education or my children education. When they get bigger, they will have to invest in their own education. You have some parents who tell themselves, say, alright, you say no go to school for 15, 16 years, 16, 17, depends on what age you left high school, and they say, anytime you left high school, you have to go look for a job. So there's the education stop for them because that is how they see they value education. So they might value education in a way in which they say, alright, them not see what education do, or them see them neighbor child or children went to college for how much years and they realize that they don't come outside, right? So you have persons out there always I try pushing for them pretty first. That me always the people say. People always I try pushing for them pretty first, whatever it is. So your child I got maybe get behind because they don't have anybody to push in your child. You understand me? So everywhere you go, there's always something to tell you that this is where it stops. So we are looking at what are some of the causes of this literacy in the country. So we have education is not valued. Alright. So you have some people, right? Them just think their parents and say, alright, so they can't afford to send a child to go to school because of whatever reason you cannot send a child to go to school. So somebody might offer, for instance, to help your child to go to school, right? So you just think say you don't understand why them person you're so nice to you, just think say because maybe everybody treat you bad or people not treat you good, it's okay. It's a norm, like you say, no, say we are treat me so. You understand me? But not everybody is the same. No matter how I just think that it's just a majority of the persons in society choose to do bad things. I just think majority, let me just say, I think there's just a minority of the population choose to do bad things, right? I think the majority of the population um do good things, but I just think people just choose to take up the negative things or the minority things and just run with it. That's our meeting. Because when sometimes persons do good things, right? Nobody know. No recognize you do something good, right? So for instance, you go to school, right? And they have mark reading every month. And they tell you that how much person gets how much merit. Right? People do that every month, But this one month you might maybe not do mark reading, they just find something bad. Or something just bad, maybe a fight break out. A fight never normally break out. and they label that school as whatever, and they say, if such a school have such a name, I don't understand why this a child that do certain things, or if a video go viral with a certain child at a certain school, and them say them not ever expect children go to them school that do certain things, and then they say, alright, because the child do certain things, maybe it's the first time the child do certain things, the video go viral, and them say you can't stay at the school because you know the rules of the school, but you choose not to follow the rules. You understand me? So we're looking at the education is not valued, right? So some parents just think that they should not send their children to school because the education system don't work out, right? You could have sent your penny to school how much years, them still gonna come back a yard consider because one, you don't have the money to make your one job, create your one job. And even if you have the money to create your one job, how much person are going to support you? And then again, I got a person that fight against it because I'm say, oh yeah, I'm your Pitney. And how comes for your business not going so good and for your business not going so good? Right. The value of education. So you find yourself coming out, doing nothing at all, or just doing the least or the lowest, occupation in society. So the value of education. So you continue having children, your children have children, and them just see the value of education is not important. Alright, so we're looking at what's caused this literacy level, right? So we are saying that there's a level of children now in society that they cannot read or write. And not only read or write, they cannot explain themselves. Neither do they know how to communicate with you. Their communication is very poor, and therefore it kind of pushes individual aside, right? And then whereas if you're from certain society or you're a certain type of person, when you talk to certain children, this is how they answer you. Sometimes the next time maybe you see them, you don't want to have anything to do with them. So we're looking at the level of education. So the next one is some parents complain about the amount of money they have to give to school. Right. Alright, so we are looking at why the literacy level, why these children behave certain. Alright, so some parents, they don't send their children to school. Some parents don't send their children to school because they're saying that
give me that.
They have to pay so much money. Come here, and give me talking there.
Give me that.
Alright, so
give me that side.
So they're saying that school is very costly. Stop. School is very costly. Every time school want money. We do with them no want them not see what the school are do with the money, right? Yeah, you can't debate for so much. I know more why school I keep so much something and some people not get benefit. Alright, you might have some parents where they don't have it. Or maybe them just have a small percent and them can't send their children to school because they just maybe can't find the lunch. They can't find the lunch money to send them to school. Maybe they can't buy the uniform. Or even if they buy the uniform, maybe they might have two. So maybe I don't know why some parents can't wash uniform and send them back to school. Or maybe they don't have a bag or the book, or them just say to themselves, alright, Pitney complain say when they go to school and a Pitney take set at them, or when they go to school they feel bad because they don't have no book to use and them something so they feel bad. So you have some parents complain about the amount of money the school take from them. Alright. So you have some parents don't send their children to school because them say, alright, every minute school will go up on trip. You have some parents when they send them to school, I don't know why they keep them in my yard. I mean, I say to people, say sometimes everybody different still. But may I say to myself, say, if I was a parent, if I should be in the position where I don't have the money to send my child to school, I would try and go to the school and ask the school if there's something that I can do there so that my child could get benefits. Because me not think if the school itself help one child, if it a go tear down the school. I just one child. Although maybe I know one child want the help, but you're talking about that parents who go the extra mile. This is say them pitting get an education, not a education but a good education. They make the sacrifice. You know, so you as a parent, you go and you talk to the principal. Because sometimes people don't know, you know, because sometimes principal have other things to deal with or whosoever. So they don't have the time to focus on one picnic. You never have other things to focus on. So you go to the principal and say, you explain your problem to them and say. Although some people say they not big nothing, they not stoop down to nobody and whatever, but you, everybody have to know what they want. But me, I say, if I didn't mean no. So me say, me I go to the principal and me say, principal, me not have the money to send my people to my school now. If there's something that I can do, or if there's nothing I can do, please me ask to say, if when my picnic come to school, if you can do me, I beg you, give him little something for eat at daytime cause me not happy. Cause me I say me not think say no matter how much picnic come at school at daytime, me not think they eat off all of the food. Yeah, sometimes the food might sell out, but me I say, I don't know what me I say, but me just I say, there must be something you can give back to one child. You understand me? There must be something you can do for one child. Get the child participate in something that um would be benefit to maybe the school or other person. So may I say the parents can go to the principal and say to the principal, say, principal, may not have the money to pay the school fee. Is there something that I can do to, work out? If I can come at the school and help out, to maybe sweep up the classroom, some people not gonna do it, but maybe whatever you can do, maybe help the printing or whatever it is, help, you know, you know, monitor the children or whatever it is. There must be something you can do, But when you just sit in a yard now, sit in a yard, tell the principal say you have a problem, deal with certain things and them something else. And yet keep the picnic at your yard and say the picnic go out. So what you expect the principal to do? You understand me? If you sit down and keep a problem them to yourself, then people are not gonna know say a problem. I'm gonna follow what me I say. Yes, so me just think say you can go to the school, make the principal know what's your concern, tell him that you have a child or children going to school, but you're not able to finance that child or that children, and the principal in return will try and make certain preparation. And the principal say, for instance, say, you don't have anything for you to know, you can say to the principal, say, if we can still send a penny from my school, even if you're not having money. If you can refer you to somebody, we can help you or refer you to one workplace. Because sometimes them know people we want people for work. So if they can refer you to one workplace, which you can get one good job, so you can make one money. Come in and think it that bad. Everybody not gonna do it. Everybody not gonna go look help or whatever. So maybe you might just be one of the lucky one. No matter what, you must can work or something for you. Once you say you have ambition, because you have some person who go and say they don't have the money or whatever, but them not serious. You understand me? Them go and say they have the money, but them don't serious. Alright, so that is one way. Some people compensate the school I take too much money from them. And then they have money if you send them to go on trip. Them they have money. They have some school where might be have maybe from Thursday day they might have fried chicken and they might suppose if the lunch was very $200, but just I said $200, they maybe rate it for $300 that day. So you have some parents them might work but the money not stretch to buy whatever it is. But them still are making sacrifice. So they might say, alright, we can't afford to send them to school every day. But may I say you have to eat lunch at the canteen if you don't have it. If I talk to the principal and tell him say you don't have money to buy lunch every day at the canteen, me think if you maybe carry a little something that not supposed to be a problem. Cause you try to bend your mind to your condition when they say, alright, for this woman I put never really eat at canteen. So what? You're not having money, you explain to them, but if you just stay away, shy away, explain to them nothing at all, then maybe them are going to have their own judgment. Alright, so the some parents complain say the school I take too much money from them. Alright, so every minute you have some parents say every minute they might carry you a trip, right? And how much money they might pay for trip. So you have some people say they not send them penny go on no trip, because every minute the school I carry you a trip and them not have too much money to give them, right? So then send them to school. So and so shall they. Then you have some parents that will say it, alright, for instance, say the school want X amount of money, or the school always want contribution for whatever. So you have some parents that don't contribute nothing at all to the school. Like for instance, when they have fundraising or whatever, and come help them, or you maybe not sell none of the ticket them for them. So them say, alright, these are parents are not supportive or whatever. So them decide say when they having certain things, they are not going to send their child because they think that you think that they are not supportive. So most of the time they are not going to send their children to school because them thinks they you the parents not supportive. But the fact is that some parents just can't keep up with certain lifestyle, right? Because they don't have the money to send the child to school, right? And they don't have the money to be sending $1,000 extra to go on trip, $1,000 to pay for bicycle or whatever it is that they are buying. So some parents maybe don't have it, so they might have a problem. And I say, for instance, say, they might say to themselves, say, Vanessa Pitney has start go to school, the school I take how much money from them, and they might say, they can't wait for them Pitney left and go to next school because this school I take how much money from them.
Oh, I think we're not. Oh my God.
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Guys, it's not easy out there. It don't easy out there. But if you sit down and say it's not easy out there, things now go better. So you have to just go out there and just do your little best. Do your little best. Somebody must say I do something. Recognize, say I do something, right? But I sit down and say nothing now go on. Sometimes nothing now go on between them, but sometimes when we get up, or maybe stretch your foot, you might surprise. Sometimes we might say that person didn't like we, or that person didn't like we. But the truth is that sometimes, I know maybe we don't like, sometimes, or maybe we ways. You understand me? Maybe they don't like we ways, or the things that we do. So maybe if we look at things from a different angle, we'd realize that, things can be a little bit better. Right? So we just try and do something positive, People are gonna talk, people are gonna talk, whether they're good or bad, people are gonna talk. So but we just try and be the best version of ourselves. Alright, so some parents complain about the amount of money they have to give to school, right? I have some school, for instance, even the church them too, sometimes them sell tickets like this month, and the tickets are very expensive. Next month come and them still I sell some tickets. People nowadays will say like one time we have money, where can spend how much money for one ticket. You understand me? Because the truth is that some of them they are not working, and sometimes the little money we have church, and you have bills to pay, all these things, You know, sometimes you would have want maybe buy yourself ice cream or something nice. But when you realize, say, when you realize that the money can't stretch, you know, that's like a big problem there. Should I really know from day one to certain things not really work out? And you're supposed to know. Alright, so the next one is lack of job. Alright, so sometimes when you're not working, it kind of hard. Some people don't work for anybody, so that's not no problem to them because them say, sure. But me if I work for me can get money from people that are foreign, or you can get money, you know, whoever supply you not for work. And then sometimes the job that you are doing to pay fare and travel and buy lunch and sometimes you realize you know, just get up and go work hard. Maybe later on you might get benefits from the jobs. But otherwise from that, you don't really get no much benefits, right? But people still work. So the lack of job. Sometimes when you don't have a job, you know, you cannot set you back because when you don't have a job, you can't buy yourself certain things so you want to buy things. You have to wait for whatever money you have and then you have to budget that the money. But when you work, you might have a little money and you say, alright, you can't send your picnic to school. But when you don't work, you can't send your picnic to school because you know, want to take the money away. Supposed to maybe buy something at home to feed everybody and just take it and give one child to go to school. No, it's not going to work out. But anyway, you look at it rough, you know. It's rough. I didn't look like it I get better no time now because people are going through their struggles, you know. People are going through their struggles. But some people don't talk. Sometimes it doesn't even make no sense to tell me that because I don't like you can get no help or no benefit because all people do sometimes is just criticize. But you still have to try. You know, have to try and say if try and you fail, try again. Try and try and try and try. The aim is just to try. Put your best foot forward and try. Sometimes you never do it for yourself, but if you don't want to do it for yourself, you don't do it for your child or children. Maybe one day they might tell you thanks and say it's a good thing you did try with me. Because sometimes when you're not working, you don't have an income and it make you miserable. Make you miserable. You can't send your picnic in school because what? You can't send your child in school because you don't have no lunch money to give them. And then when you send these children to school and sometimes their friend, sometimes your friend that willing to share with you, but sometimes you're type of person where you don't really want a person to know say you don't have no lunch because you have children like we go to school and them have good friends, but like for instance say when lunchtime come and so everybody gone buy their lunch or whatever. Right? You have some children when lunchtime come and their friend gone buy their lunch. Them gone a bathroom, gone lock up and wait till lunchtime over so they can tell them where you and something for man.
Is it what?
Are you Bercy?
No.
Are who Bercy?
I don't know. Adelroy.
Adelroy Bercy?
Yeah. I put some there. Oh, sorry. The water.
Oh, no, we need Delroy. Let me think about this Delroy. I don't know nobody when named Delroy. Let me ask him, say, who do this? Him say Delroy. I'm not seeing my friend at church today. I need to go to church this evening neither. You know, God, people in office. I don't understand him. Nothing wrong with. So, every day they get up going on bush. Every day they get up going on bush. I don't understand. I don't know what. I know crop time now. I try time now. Maybe next year things are going brighter. We fast, though. Fast? No, I'm not fast.
No, this is what?
I said, I'm going in a minute.
That's about it. That was what?
Nothing much happening. Yeah, lack a job. Alright, so when you lack a job, you don't have an income. So you have some persons,
Then they put in there.
some persons they're not working, you know.
No.
You may have come out this morning, this evening at like a 10 30. Oh, we never. Oh, you look like a young girl. What have we been able to look like a young girl? Fast, though. I can't stand. It's my window. Like a job. Yes, sometimes when you don't have a job, right? You don't know which by income come. And then sometimes when you sit down for several years, you know, realize you're not getting no job. And you decide you're going to do something for yourself. I know much, but it can make a difference because I think most of the time persons, when they can't get in a job, they choose to do agriculture and just stay home and plan something. And if you come, I'll cut you so. And you and your family might get something to eat, or if not, your child, some little entrepreneur. Yeah, that's me. But people do agriculture because them say, for instance, when you do agriculture now, when the child leaves school, they can come home, or they can come home to your farm. So some person will do agriculture in that way. And then again, you do agriculture at your own leisure.
Ow, I've heard.
You do agriculture at your own leisure. You can go, you can send the school, you can send the children off to school, and then whenever you know say school over now, you can come home to your children them. That the way you know have to pay persons fee, you know, for take care of your child, because you have some people you know think that once you start work, you make all the money and them want so much something for you, and sometimes it just don't make any sense because sometimes you can't buy yourself nothing, but people just think that because you at work you have money, right? So like a job. So the next one is like a education. I have some person they never get the type of education that they need, so they just think that because them never get the type of education them get, because they didn't get the type of education, right? They just think that it's okay to pass down that to their, you know, their generation, right? They say, all right, me never get that kind of education that I'm supposed to get, but me no worse off in that society. So them are thinking of themselves. So for instance, say, if they don't give their child that kind of education that persons are getting now, then maybe their child will be better off too, because the fact that they didn't get any high level of education and they can't able to manage themselves and take care of their family, then they just think that maybe you could do the same, but not everybody is the same. And then sometimes if your father is a farmer, then you sometimes don't want to come up and be a farmer. You maybe want to be something different, whatever. And then sometimes again, personality clash. So you and your father can't work together. So you're gonna realize you don't want to be a farmer because you have to work with the father, and then you're gonna have disagreements and it's not gonna work out. So you maybe choose one different career path, right? So you're looking at literacy. I would say one of them is lack of job. Alright, so when you don't have the type of job, sometimes you're unable to send your child to school. So because you're not able to send your child to school, you realize sometimes that these children kind of have a setback. They kind of have a setback. They don't have the kind of level of education that other children, maybe their age group, might have, and so you might find them, you know, falling back in line because they are not exposed to certain things. I mean, that kind of education that they're supposed to expose to. Alright, so the next one is parents themselves have literacy problem. Alright, so you have some parents, they have literacy problem. They can't really read. Alright, so you have some parents, like for instance, say, when the child come home from school and they get certain homework and they go to their mother and they say, teacher say you fit help me whatever, right? And they say one go slow, right? It's not because they don't really want to help the child sometimes, but the type of education that they have, they don't know how to help the child. So, to say, to some parents or some person, they don't know how to express or explain themselves, so they kind of deal with the child away. But you have some parents they can read, but by talking to the child or being around the child teaching them how to read, or sometimes when they can't read, they might ask their neighbor or somebody who they might trust and say, if I can't help so and so with their homework. And I really can't read and whatever. But you have some parents, they don't care zero. They don't care. They don't do no assignment with the picnic, right? When the child get no assignment, I see him with the book go back in the bag. But first of all, them don't know what to write, so I read saying in the book, and then maybe the child is young and the child themselves can read whatever is in the book. So you realize say the child have to be certain age before the child is able to manage themselves, and then maybe by that time no, maybe all their classmates also have kind of move on, and then you find some persons start to achieve at a older age, like when maybe their parents maybe has move on from certain things. That's the time when they begin to grasp certain things. They have some person going back maybe in their 40s, 30s, when they maybe getting their first degree or whatever. When maybe their friends maybe would have gotten their degree in their 20s, right? And maybe moving on to their master's, PhD by 30, 40, when you maybe just getting yours. But sometimes it's not when you start or how you start is how you finish, because you have some persons they didn't get the type of help that they want at first, so they get later on down in life when they can't manage themselves, able to send themselves to school, and they begin to look at life different, and you say, like sometimes you see a friend you used to go to school with, and then you see them and you say, what one day life now, and them tell us say, oh, them turn pastor, them turn teacher, and say, you, we couldn't read and so, yes, they couldn't read also because they didn't really have anybody to kind of help them, so that's why they didn't kind of manage in life. But as they get older and they realize that they can't help themselves and they can't maybe read now, they don't really need anybody around to, whatever. So you can do whatever it is that you want with your life. So welcome to my life, guys. We are talking about literacy, the level of literacy. So our next one is economic, right? If you're living in somewhere, a place where the economic is poor, it's hard for you to do certain things. It's hard for you to move from certain things and to move towards certain things because the money is not there, and it doesn't matter the little money that you make, it won't be able to turn to do whatever it is, because when the economic is kind of low, it's kind of hard to have the money to spend to buy what you want, to pay your bills, and to send children to school. So you find out that some persons of these economic value, they will not send their children to school because they find it very hard to have certain amount of money and to take it and to give it to one child to say that I am sending you to get education. Whereas if they don't see the child with that potential, so they choose not to send the child to school, so they rather to keep the money if they have any money when you're from a low economic background. So some of these child they will not go to school. Some of these child children will not go to school because they're from a low economic background. And the little money that they have sometimes is just to buy food for, depends on how many children are in the family to share. for each. So when you take your little money and give to one person, then you realize the rest will suffer. The rest will suffer because they don't have anything to eat. And as a parent, you want to make sure that all your children have something to eat. So the little money we have, you can take it and give to one child, right? And it's not like maybe all the children go to the same school, say for instance, say, all right, take the money and you buy something for lunch and you share it up with your brothers and your sisters. So sometimes the children maybe attending different school, like maybe primary, kindergarten, all is high school. So you realize that you can't make the child left from way over this or come way over here so for just like a lunch. You understand me? That don't really make no sense. And then again, maybe it would make no sense because travel and them something that would make no sense. And so the money that you have, you just can't stretch to give to the child to go to school. And then again, them are picking on nowadays. It don't make no sense. You tell them, say, you want to make lunch put in them bag for them because first of all, they are not going to want to take out the lunch in front of their friend and eat. And it's not like you have somewhere on the campus maybe you can go sit down and eat, because some persons, some children will laugh after because if you ever see me eat, and some children they can't stand that's to know that children are mocking them, and so and they will cry and maybe don't want to come to school, and sometimes they maybe don't tell any adult. Ooh, oh, so, so those children, will maybe live with their guilt, like maybe for the rest of their life, because children bully them at school because of whatever their circumstances are. So you have some children, they don't talk about the bully that they get when they were going to school until maybe they get older, and sometimes that cannot be corrected because they can't help it. So that is one reason why we have this literacy level here. So if as somebody, if you can encourage a child or children to go to school and get the kind of level of education they can get, so that they can make society even better, because the truth is that sometimes when you don't have that level of education or that level of knowledge, it's hard for you to input, right? You can't make certain decisions because you don't have certain level of education, and nobody will allow you to kind of make maybe certain level of decision because you're not in the position to make certain level of decision. So you realize that you are the person who's just gonna be hanging around, not there making any decision, just following because you don't have that level of education. If you're following the conversation where I'm going. Alright, so we're looking at literacy level, talking about what caused this level of literacy where children cannot read, right? So the next one is accessory. Accessory are like things that, in this case, things that makes you look pretty, things that you add to yourself that kind of give you that kind of pretty. Like for instance, you want to buy your chain, you want to buy your ring them, you want to buy you want to do your ear. So the accessory that help you to make yourself look pretty. So you have some parents out there, right? Maybe them have baby father or whatever. So they might get little money finding baby father or whatever. Maybe they are not in a relationship, maybe they are in a relationship and the baby father send them money and to buy look after things for the child. So some of these parents, what they will do, they will take the money and they will buy things for themselves and them don't go to school. Sometimes the father whosoever don't check up, because in their mind they must say they're sending money. Right? Sometimes the child barely go to school, sometimes none at all. Yeah. And so because the father themselves doesn't take the time out to find out certain things, then they won't know. We have parents out there when they send them picnic to school because them decide say they are going to take your money and buy everything to make them look pretty and put in a going to school. Sometimes the child is there at home, can't find anything to eat or whatever, but as long as the mother is pretty, everything is good, right? But we must understand, sir. When we don't send these children to school, we're gonna have these children to live with, right? And who gonna take care of them when they get older? Who is gonna take care of them when they get older, right? Alright, so oh god, what are you crying? So you can only
not me. I got yours. Sorry. I got yours. You can't put my
alright, so alright, so you have some parents that don't send their children to school because of those things say but then way more important than if you go to school. So we're looking at literacy. So we're saying what causes literacy. So we say one is the Don's culture. Two, education is not value. Three, some parents complain that the school wants too much money. Lack of job, lack of education. Parents themselves have literacy problem. Economic and accessory, right? So those are some of the cause. So we say, alright, so we're looking at what does lack of literacy lead to. Alright, when we have reading problem, it's going to be chaos, right? We have a classroom of students and they can't read, a problem because they can't read, they just think that they're gonna, because they don't understand, they're gonna make mischief. They're not gonna cause all the problem because they can't read. So when you reach to the level when they can get the information to them, then they will be able to settle down. But as long as they're in a classroom and they can't read, they don't understand anything that you're saying to them, then it's gonna be chaos, right? So what does the lack of literacy lead to? So you have violence, you have low income, migration, you have stagnant population, scamming, and you have living below the poverty line. Alright, violence. Alright, you have some people just think say everything they just fight over. That's why sometimes at the lower level of school, lower level of high school, especially some of the comprehensive school, you realize that some days you're at school and sometimes I'll have five fight pop in a one day because I misunderstand. Sometimes I don't know them fight over, you know. They just think so they just fight to get attention. And it's not what they do, is just how they do it. It's ever just like they do a regular fight, them a fights. No. Sometimes them a fight and the whole school mash up. Like the whole school class mash up because of the attention. And them a draw chair, and them a draw decks, them a draw tool, them a draw everything. Right? And then like one time gone when we have the generation which by just fight with the fist and it's okay, no. Them a pick me up. And sometimes no matter how security search them at school, they just can't find a weapon. Or them carry go inside, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue or they carry the weapon go inside. So they have violence. Because of literacy, they have violence, right? And then because the literacy is so low, you realize they have problem solving. They have problem solving simple things like, you know, sometimes if you look for them is problem. Sometimes you're not even look for them, you know. Sometimes you look for and they just think that you're looking at them. Or sometimes you may be looking at them because there's something about them that fascinated, or maybe because they're just this attention seeker. You're just looking at them and them say, why are you looking at them? So that's going to be a problem. So they ask you, why are you looking at them? Before you can answer, why are you looking at them? Then fight starts, right? So there's always going to be violence, right? So you have some persons, right? Some students, right? You may be going about your business and maybe the line is narrow or everybody's jumping up on everybody. And maybe there is shoving that you might step on a person too, right? Before you could turn around and tell the person sorry, then they start fight, right? So you have violence. So violence is gonna always be there because of the level of literacy, right? The level of literacy is very poor, so we're gonna always have persons around like that. When if I sleep, I sleep at what time? For news time. So news time, you know. It's gonna be yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, my Chinese. Listen, I make it.
Alright, so violence is going to always be a problem because some little simple thing that you should know or you should have known better in it's going to cause problem. And some persons nowadays persons they don't want to say they don't want to apologize to you. It's like them say they don't want apologize. Apology. But that apologize coming apology. Apologize. Me not apologize coming apologize. Alright, so you have some person and then again they don't know how to write a simple apology. So they will not apologize, right? So there's always going to be violence, right? So if for instance if somebody step on somebody's shoes and say sorry because I step on my shoes, I'm gonna say me not say no sorry, no. Me not say no sorry because where your foot are doing on my foot. You understand me? I them something they like yeah, so like what? You understand me? So you have persons nowadays because of that level of ignorance, they're gonna behave like that because that level of literacy is not there. Alright, so you have low income. Alright, so because you're not able to read or not able to do certain things, then you're gonna get a low income job. You're gonna maybe get the lowest income job because what? A person's let's look at it. For instance, you're working you're working somewhere and you can't able to read and write. You're not gonna apply for secretary job or whatever. Maybe you might apply for a groundsman work, You might apply for a groundsman work or a cleaner or something like that because what? Your level of literacy. If for instance you apply for secretary work or something, but I don't know how they will like get the job. Maybe you can explain yourself good enough. But when you come on to write, whatever reading, you're not good at that. So you go on them give you this job and the literacy level is very low. How do you operate on this job? So certain person will find themselves around, but it's not gonna be hard at first. It must be that you have some good friend, you know, in that organization for you to get the job because when you come into a job and you realize that your literacy level is very poor, they might go ask themselves maybe how did you get the job? And they might go chat you. And if them are your best friend or your friend, they might go chat and I say, say no so and so and so. But sometimes, some person work up themselves, as I said before. Some person they have this literacy level because they maybe never get this kind of help at beginning, but as time goes by, Kalana come, me not see me do something, me soon talk to you. You use me pen and mark up your man face for. You think that's how people draw?
No. But that's right.
Yes, as I was saying, this little low income. So if you can't really read and write, then you're not going to put in a job that is of such low income, high income because we can't read and write. You're going to maybe get the lowest paying job at the moment. You understand me? I say? So that's why when, for instance, your parents send them to school and tell you that you should go and get a good education. You should try and get a good education because they know what they are talking about at that moment, and it will be better off for you and for the family. If me hear what?
It's so nice. I want it. In the on my tablet.
Leave it.
Just Lucy. Sorry.
Like you love my name. I have not go tell them.
Sorry.
Are not addressed. They claim that there are still issues with the restructured compensation system and that some workers are getting less pay. However, in a statement last evening, UTASO's Public Relations Officer, Dr. Tashika Burris Melville, said the strike notice has been withdrawn due to Dr. Clark's intervention. The University of Technology Academic Staff Union, UTASO, has withdrawn the notice of industrial action, which was scheduled to take effect on Monday, March 18, 2024. This comes after the intervention of the Minister of Finance and Public Service, the Honorable Dr. Nigel Clark. UTASO's Public Relations Officer, Dr. Tashika Burris Melville. Some $25 million has been allocated for the establishment and upkeep of school gardens. Education Minister Abel Williams says that the gardens are important as the crops cultivated are used to prepare meals for students who are in need of nutritious and the program of advancement through health and education path. She adds that a program has been launched to ensure that the gardens are maintained during the summer break.
Five, 6, 4, 5.
two persons set to face at the court on Thursday following the seizure of $70,000 at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston last Tuesday. She's a 34-year-old Randy K. Blair, a cosmetologist of Harrison Town in St. Anne. The other person has been identified as 44-year-old Gina Baker, a mason of Golden Crescent in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Markia Rumble reports. Blair and Baker have been charged with possession of criminal property, cross-border movement of funds, bringing criminal property into Jamaica, and concealing criminal property. Reports are that about 5:40 p.m., Baker and Blair arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport on a flight from Turks and Caicos. During security procedures, anomalies were observed in their luggage. A thorough search was conducted and over $39,000 was allegedly found in Baker's luggage, while over $30,000 was found in Blair's bags. The police say the cash was concealed
You're not come, Carla.
hair products. Baker and Blair were subsequently taken into custody.
Pack up your ties there.
And then possession in the presence of their attorneys. They were charged on Friday. They are scheduled to appear before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday, March 29. Reporting for Irish.
Come pack up your tablet. Yeah. That chat foolish. No, we can't let ties and cause get out of her. I ties them there.
No.
Don't put my book. Give me my book and I put my book in here. Take out the next book where you're showing there. Take out the next book where you're showing there, Igloo. Take out the book where you're showing there. Oh, no book no in there. Lord God, give me strength. Right to God.
Watch out.
Rain is coming, baby.
One of the sleep days is National Independence, intended to be a celebration of sleep and a call to action on important issues related to sleep. The government has named a 9-member board for the National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA. The establishment of the authority is a precursor to the launch of the National Identification System, NIDS. The NIRA board is chaired by Custom of St. James Bishop Conrad Pitkin. Other members include the Georgia Hamilton, Reverend Newton Dixon, Henrik Steele, Sharika Hemmings Allison, and Gordon Record. Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with the new board in Kingston on Friday, where he charged the members to ensure the efficient operation of the entity.
This office is there to carry out a function of the state that continues regardless of who is the government or what the political policies are. This is about the establishment, the protection, and the utility of citizens' identity, citizens' records, and the registry, the civil registry within which are entities and protected. So this is so
Come on, Charlie.
Come on, Shai. You have me here, boy. So come.
Bye.
This child is something else.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. NIRA will in due course administration of the civil registration system, eventually replacing the registration department RGD. And finally, in news overseas, as expected, Russian President Vladimir Putin has won a fifth term by a landslide of 87%. More in this report from the BBC.
The Vladimir Putin would win this election, and officially by a huge margin, was never in doubt. Many genuine opposition politicians have been excluded previously. Some were disqualified from standing. Other, more high-profile Putin critics are in jail, exile, or, like Alexei Navalny, dead. Those ordinary Russians who oppose Mr. Putin appeared to heed a call from Mr. Navalny's allies to queue at polling stations at midday to select any other candidates or spoil their ballots. Queues snagged around the block in places. Meanwhile, abroad, Mr. Navalny's widow, Yulia Navalnaya, queued up to vote in the Russian embassy in Berlin. She said she'd written her late husband's name on the ballot.
That report from the BBC. And to end this newscast, here's a recap of the main points. Representatives from the Tex Academic Staff Union locked in wage talks with Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark. Sent and woman among two persons charged for allegedly bringing large sums of cash into the island. Health Minister urges Jamaicans to get adequate sleep. That's news brought to you by Adams Dairies Limited, Jamaica's best. News next at 6:45 tomorrow morning. From the IDFM Newsroom, I'm Maisha Brody.
People that even Canada blow cool. Alright, so we're looking at what does lack of what does literacy leads to, right? Alright. So we say one was low income. When you're not when you're not able to read, write certain way, then you will get certain job to do. You won't get that eye job there for you. You will get like the lower kind of job to do. So the next one is migration. Alright, so like sometimes here in Jamaica, when you hear they say that they have certain construction work to do or certain highway, like back in the days, you hear that they say they bring in these Chinese to do this work, right? So I was wondering if they can't find anybody like here in the country to do those jobs. So I think I don't remember if it's this budget that they read and they say they are not going to bring in anybody from like other country to do whatever they're going to take persons here in Jamaica. So I don't understand what is really going on. Maybe I understand, but you just choose to turn your eye and look somewhere else, because when they say that people make this decision, yes, but to what extent do you make certain decision? It's not like they say you have the power, but to what extent do you have the power? Then they say majority rules and all these things, and the list goes on and on. But what is the truth? What is it that they are telling us, or what is it that they are not telling us about certain things? Who have the upper hand and who don't have the upper hand? You understand me? So we are saying migration when there's a literacy problem. Like now we have parents and teachers migrating to other countries to teach. Well, based on what I understand, is not that they don't really have any teachers over there to teach, but because these teachers choose not to work in the rural area, just like in a Jamaica here, some teachers don't want to work at certain high school because the student behavior are very poor, right? And as they get the job, but as soon as they get, for instance, they can get a different job where they can get a high school where the students are elderly, or I should say uptown high school, then they're gonna leave that job and take that job, right? So sometimes, migration take place because people migrate because they think that things are maybe better over wherever they are migrating to too. But sometimes I don't think it's a much different or better because sometimes when you look at maybe the expensive and the things that you have to go through, and maybe if you have children and you can't take your children in with you, you still have to leave your children with somebody, and then it will cost you to send money to go and give them to look after your children. And then sometimes maybe they don't look after the children the way or you look after your children, so that could be a factor. But sometimes person just want to know that they are away from certain people, away from the country. They feel good even when they know so nothing going over there. Them still feel good because they, oh, me not foreign. And now and then they come in and we can twang and you know say complexion change and all this thing. They don't mind that because they know say them are gonna go back and holler when them know say them to go back because what? I just something of them tell themselves say better the over there, or maybe the currency might better. But maybe when you work it out, maybe I just maybe basically the same money, or maybe just a little bit more, yeah, get so. You can't just stay in your country and just work. Some people tell you say they now go work under certain people, under certain jurisdictions, so they always migrate and go look for things. Which part ever. So our next one is stagnant population. When you have a population where it's stagnant, where it's not going anywhere, then the country now go move, right? So until you can find something that will make a difference, or something that will encourage the persons to, for instance, say, send their children out to school so that they can have a better education, whether to work in their own country or to work abroad, then the country is always going to be stagnant. And until then, if the country is stagnant, then persons from other country, if they know, they are not going to come to our country to work because what they're going to say, the money pay a bit no better than which part with it. But if they are not working where they are and they get job abroad, all when the money not pay, they want to take it because what, they are traveling. So you have stagnant population where a type of person where they don't have the reading material, the development is not there, nothing can help because it's just not just like the money that they get in, they have to use it to do things, so it can turn over to show, for instance, the work what they are doing, or maybe the persons that are there, persons maybe taking things for themselves, so it's going to look stagnant as if things are not growing. But when we have honest persons and we can show that this is what is going on here, then you can say yes. Kudos. So the next one is, no, I'm not going to talk about that one. So living below the line of poverty. One of the hardest things is to live below the line of poverty, because it's just like when you live below the line of poverty, it's just like you cannot buy certain things that you want to buy. It's just like each night or each evening you tell yourself that, okay, this is what I'm going to have for dinner, it's either this or that, and then your life kind of get boring because you realize that you can only have this or that. So until you find yourself maybe be able to can choose what you want to buy, or to choose the things you want to wear, then you realize that, hey, I'm not living below the line of poverty. Or when you can maybe get clean water, nice food to eat, when you can live in a proper infrastructure, when you realize you can lie down comfortable, when you're in an environment where you just seem comfortable, where you say yes, as the government say, you can sleep with the door open, I go say, alright then. But if not, then you're going to be living below the line of poverty. When you can't afford certain things, you have to just live and say, I hope and I pray that things are going to be better one day. Because there are persons out here who can't pay the doctor bill, because of the literacy. They never get the kind of education that they need. So they grow up you know, with this kind of literacy level, they never get a proper job. You never really take care of your children. So the literacy level is there. So you can't buy a medication. You're living in a place where when rainfall water come through, you can't eat a proper night dinner. The water is not clean. The bathroom, the sanitary condition is not there, and the list goes on and on and on, because maybe you have a literacy level, because you cannot afford to buy yourself certain things in life. So the literacy level is gonna always be there, guys. Welcome to my life, guys. I hope you have yourself a great week. Make the best of the week. Make the impossible possible. Just go out there and do your best. You know, just show up and show out and show up on time. Tell yourself you can do this. Work hard. Work towards your dream. Love yourself. Motivate yourself. Encourage yourself. Because if you don't motivate and encourage yourself, no one will be there. And some people just out. The truth is that some person just waiting for you to eat rock back home. So they say, see, when you tell us that this I got my sim, they tell us that I got some people. Just try and be good. You know, love yourself, treat yourself, you know, encourage somebody, think positive, you know, show love. Or sometimes when some person not showing you love, still show love. You understand me? Because love is the answer. That's what they say. Love got to be the answer. You understand me, people? Oh my God, not look pretty. So you have to just go out there and just do what you have to do, and just know, say, at the end of the day, this is life, and you can't say you never try. At the end of the day, you try. You understand me? So, what are some of the solutions to literacy? So, education. I always say education is the key to success. And even if you go to school to get a degree, a bachelor's, or whatever it is, and you realize that you can't get any job, the fact is that you still have your education with you, and nobody can take that away from you. You understand me? So the next one is each one help one. We have some people will tell themselves, say, me never get no help when I did little bit, you know, so me not help nobody pick me. You have some parents will tell themselves, say, you see all of you before me help you. Yeah. And the story continues. Some people just decide, say, they not help you. You no matter how they in this big job and they make how much money, they just tell themselves, say, me not help nobody pick me. But look here, you never know when you're going to want help, you know, because they say sometimes at the same person you pass going up, at the same person you pass going down. And they have a sense, sometimes I know who you help you back. So life is like a twist. You understand me? And sometimes you have some person that say, sometimes you see some person that go on and they want help, and some people say, oh, me not help them. I don't know how they do it. I don't know, but they have a heart. But me I tell you, say, sometimes you have to just do the right thing. It's hard. It's hard to help somebody who hurt you. It's very, very hard. I don't tell nobody say easy, but you still can try. Nothing beats a try. Look here, sometimes one person do some things only God in heaven know. But you understand me? Sometimes you can't live with them something, because you say if you live with them something, you know, it will keep you back. You understand me? And maybe the same thing people are saying, they not help you. So each one help one. Say you have something when you're in loan. It's hard to take out loan when you're not work, but you have some people will take out the loan because they say this is the only way out of literacy. You understand me? This is the only way you can push part whatever. And then worse, the government says as of April 1st, and you don't need no guarantor to look about your student loan. That's kind of good, maybe good. But I wonder what's coming behind whatever. So who won't pay back the money or whatever. But then again, maybe this person weren't even paying back the loan anyway. So it doesn't even make any sense neither. And then again, sometimes because a person doesn't have anybody to stand the guarantee, that person get left behind. And then sometimes these students, you know, they have their subject, you know, it's just maybe the help or whatever them need to push through, you know, to help themselves, but they don't have nobody to stand the guarantor. But then again, Even if you have somebody, oh, maybe it might work out. Even if you have somebody for standing guarantee, you go still want a little pocket money for buy whatever and whatever. But then again, maybe your mother, or your friend, or whoever might be able, or even you can come up with some little hustling thing. If you can't able to push, you can have some people they don't want to do nothing at all, you know, nothing they don't want to do. Not even for themselves, they don't want to do. I don't know how them plan to get through in their life. Them just don't want to do nothing. Alright, so you can take out your loan and push through the education. It no matter what time in your life you start, as long as you start. You have to just start somewhere and say, alright, yes. Our life don't make no sense. Just start something. You never know it might end up. You never know. You might say, I'm glad me did start, or you might say, whatever it is that you might say. So bursary. So bursary is always giving away. You might not be the lucky one to get bursary, but bursary is always giving away, right? So if you can get bursary, sometimes it's not much, but you can do something. You understand me? You take a little bursary and you work on your bursary, you know? And you become a better version of yourself. Work on your bursary. And say, alright, you never have none. Now you have something. So you work on your bursary, alright? So you go fund me page. People out there give you things now, no know about it. So if you have a GoFundMe page and persons, say you determine or whatever, you have persons we donate money. But you have some person we donate money and they don't have a clue where to go on, so they not gonna take their money and give. But as long as they see the work and the potential and all these things, they will give you. And then if you have a GoFundMe page, not even for yourself, but for somebody else, where you can help somebody, well, that's a blessing too. You might not see it now, but maybe you might see it later on in your life. So you have GoFundMe page, so you can do events. Lot of time you people do events and they tell how much money they make. I want to know so where the money go. You have to wonder if I want somebody to take all that money and put it in their pocket. Right, so do people do events, and then the funniest thing, they keep on doing this event and doing this event, and when they get satisfied now, they stop do events, and when next person come and they just do events and also they just start taking money and putting in their pocket, and they don't think about nobody. And then sometimes these persons who help with these events, they work very hard, sometimes them not get nothing, sometimes not even thank you they don't get out of it. So you can do events to help children who are not so, have the literacy problem, but they have a future, right? They have literacy problem, but it's not the literacy is a problem, it's just to get the help, right? Sometimes the parents don't have it, but the child have the ability to do whatever they have, but the literacy is there. So you can take these children out of literacy. Even big people to sometimes, although sometimes it's hard for big people to do certain things if they never did start at from first. So you have donation. Sometimes here some persons donate things, right? If you were a past student of certain school and they would, maybe they had struggles or maybe they did good in certain areas and they would say, alright, when things start going for me or when I get older, I would like to donate, for instance, the mathematics trophy to the best mathematics student or for a child from such background who doesn't have it but they push through, right? So not only the trophy but they might donate maybe certain amount of money, or if you leave in school or so, they might give a certain amount of money to go to college. So have persons who do donation. Sometimes they do the donation, but sometimes I don't know what happened to the money. Maybe person taking money for themselves or whatever. But persons who do those donation, most of the time, they do donation right through the year. They do donation right through the years, so there's always a child or children to get the donation. But as I know, some people them just can't make certain things pass and just think so they pick up certain things and so. But help out there is just that some persons they don't know about it. And because they don't know about it, they just don't know how to get it. And then some persons don't tell certain person because they don't want them to get it because they just want you to be at certain position all their life. So the next one is learn one word per day. Yeah, you might can read, but when you learn one word per day, it make you a better person, right? Alright, so you learn one day per day. When you learn one day per day, you learn 7 days, 7 words per week. So over the period of time, you might increase the vocabulary, and then you teach yourself certain things. So when you go out there, or even when you're at home and say you can't able to help yourself and you can't take care of yourself. So guys, it was nice being here with you. I don't know about you. I myself have learned something. And so guys, for this week I just wish you all the best. Right? Be safe. Do something positive, do something constructive. Love yourself, love your neighbor, and just be strong in whatever you do. Put the Lord first. Put the Lord first, and the Lord will see you through. So just continue to be good citizen, and I wish you guys all the best. Alright, so there's a quote. So there are 7 days in one week, and some days in one of them. Alright, so next one. You are somebody's reason to smile, my friend. Remember that. So if you can make somebody smile, that's a good reason to. So please take care of yourself and each other. Respect yourself, show love, and love will show in return. Just go out there and have fun and be positive. Think great. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Take care of yourself. See you in my next live.